press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hi students, today we shall discuss competitive exam 4A physics which is given on second PUC syllabus, moving charges and magnetism. See, first question, the current through a circular coil is offered. In order to keep the magnetic induction at the center of the coil unchanged, then the number of turns should be. So current in the circular coil is reduced to half. In order to have the same amount of the magnetic field at center, how the number of turns should be? We know magnetic field at the center of the circular coil, if N be the number of turns, I be the current, then expression for the magnetic field at the center will be mu naught by 4 pi I by R into 2 pi. This is due to 1 turn. If there are n turns, into N. So if R be the radius of the coil. The same expression can also written as B is equal to mu naught I by 2R into N. So here current in the coil is reduced to half. Obviously the magnetic field at the center will be reduced to half. In order to have the same amount of the magnetic field, in order to retain the previous value after reducing the current into half, so the only choice, the question is related to number of turns. How the number of turns should be? So nothing mentioned regarding radius. You know, magnetic field is directly proportional to current and also directly proportional to number of the turns. When current is reduced to half, the magnetic field will be mu naught I by 2 into N divided by 2R. The magnetic field has been reduced to half. For the same amount of the magnetic field, the only choice, number of turns should be gets doubled. If number of turns gets doubled, then the magnetic field will become previous value. So for magnetic field at the center of the coil unchanged, number of turns should be doubled. So second option. Second option. If you see second question, the magnetic field dB bar due to a small current element dl bar at a distance r bar and element carrying current is. So this is the direct question, which is magnetic field due to a current element, Biot-Savart's law. As we know, according to Biot-Savart's law, magnetic field in vector form mu naught by 4 pi I dl bar cross r bar divided by r cube. If you write unit vector r cap in numerator, denominator you will get r square. So expression for the magnetic field due to a current element according to Biot-Savart's law. So if you see the options clearly, first option dB bar is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I dl bar cross r bar by r. In second option I square. In third option I square. Only in fourth option you can see it is correct, mu naught by 4 pi I dl bar cross r bar divided by r cube. So fourth option is correct. We shall move on to third question. The magnetic induction, nothing but magnetic field, at a point P which is distance 4 centimeter from a long current carrying wire is 10 raised to minus 8 Tesla. The field of induction at a distance 12 centimeter from the same current would be. So The magnetic field due to, question number 3, magnetic field due to infinitely long wire or infinitely long wire at a given point P, if it is at a distance r, I be the current in the wire, r be the distance of the point. So magnetic field B is equal to mu naught I by 2 pi r. So magnetic field due to a current carrying straight wire directly proportional to current, inversely proportional to distance. So for a given current, magnetic field is inversely proportional to distance. Here it is given that at a distance r1 4 centimeter, the magnetic field is B1 is equal to 10 to the power of minus 8 Tesla. If distance is at 12, if point is at a distance 12 centimeter, what will be the magnetic field? Even from this you can say B1 by B2 is equal to R2 by R1, as field is inversely proportional to distance. That is equal to 12 by 4, that is equal to 3. So magnetic field B2 is equal to B1 by 3. Direct I heard about. When R gets doubled, when R gets tripled, the magnetic field gets reduced to 1/3 of the previous value. When R gets tripled, B gets B by 3. So directly 10 to the power of minus 8 divided by 3. 1 by 3 is nothing but 0.33 into 10 raised to minus 8 Tesla. If you see the options, it is given 3.33 into 10 raised to minus 9 Tesla. In answer we have got 0.33 into 10 raised to minus 8. That is nothing but 3.33 into 10 to the power of minus 9 Tesla. So first option correct. So next question number 4. The magnetic induction at the center O in the figure shown is, if you observe the figure clearly, the given configuration is like this. In that configuration, current is flowing like this. What is the magnetic field due to this configuration at the point O? So the inner semicircle having the radius R1, whereas the outer semicircle having the radius R2. Remember, magnetic field at a point due to an arc shaped wire. When a wire is bent in the form of arc, and if it is carrying the current I, and the ends of the wire subtends an angle at the center of the arc theta, then formula for the magnetic field B is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by R, if R is the radius of the arc, into theta must be in radian. Athwa you can write B is equal to mu naught by 4 pi. Otherwise, for entire loop, magnetic field at the center will be mu naught I by 2R. In terms of entire loop, what is the angle subtended here? Theta divided by 2 pi. You can use any one of these. In our present question, in the given current configuration, if you divide the given configuration into 4 parts, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 parts. The contribution of all these 4 parts is what we have to calculate. So for first wire and as well as third wire, these 2 parts, magnetic field due to these 2 parts will be 0, because the given point is coming onto the line of the conductor. According to Biot Savatla, theta 0 adre, ee eradu contributions magnetic field is 0. So these 2 values are 0. So what is the magnetic field due to semicircular arc of radius R1? Due to this wire, due to this part. This formula use madidre ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? mu naught by 4 pi I by R into theta. So what is the angle subtended by the 2 ends of this semicircle pi? This is nothing but mu naught by 4 pi, mu naught I by 4R. as its radius is r1. Magnetic field due to a semicircular wire is mu naught I by 4r. As its radius is r1. So current in this semicircle is clockwise direction. So at the center magnetic field is perpendicular to the plane inward. Again, one more section will be there, that is fourth part. That is also semicircle. Same amount of the current is flowing through there. So, but its radius is r2. Direction of the current in that part will be anti-clockwise. So, the direction of the magnetic field at the center O is outward, perpendicular to the plane outward. So, sum of all these, B is equal to net magnetic field at point O is equal to vector sum of all these. As B1 and B3 0, as these two are equal in, these two are opposite in directions. So, from this figure it is very clear that R1 is less than R2. So, that is why the value of the magnetic field B2 is more than the B4. So, net magnetic field B is equal to B2 minus B4. So, that is equal to mu naught I by 4 common takundre 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. Even if direction is asked, so net value is perpendicular to the plane inward because B2 is more. B is inversely proportional to radius. So as R1 is smaller than R2, so B2 is more, net field will be B2 minus B4. So if you see the options, you can find mu naught I by 4 into 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2, first option. Question number 5. The magnetic field inside a solenoid is. So what is the expression for the magnetic field at a point inside of the solenoid? B is equal to mu naught Ni. Athwa mu is equal to capital N divided by L into I. Here N is number of turns per unit length. So here small n stands for number of turns per unit length. So mu naught N by L into I. How does this magnetic field due to solenoid? As per the options you see, magnetic field inside a solenoid is directly proportional to its length. So wrong agute. Directly proportional to the current. Yes, it is directly proportional to current. Inversely proportional to the number of turns. Inversely proportional to current. So the correct option is magnetic field due to solenoid is directly proportional to strength of the current. So second option is correct. Next question, question number 6. A particle carrying a charge equal to 100 times the charge on an electron is rotating per second in a circular path of radius 0.8 meter. The value of the magnetic field produced at the center will be, where mu naught is permeability for vacuum, the expected answers in terms of mu naught. So there is a charged particle whose charge is 100 times the charge of the electron, okay, which is revolving in circular orbit or circular path. We know expression for the magnetic field at the center of a current loop B is equal to mu naught I by 2R. If R is radius, I is current. Instead of current, here a charged particle having charge 100 times the charge of the electron. The motion of the charged particle in circular path of radius R with a velocity V is equivalent to current. So from current velocity you might have seen that expression for the current is charge by time period. Or if number of revolutions given, reciprocal of time period is frequency. How the electron is revolving here? 1 revolution per second. So frequency is 1. So magnetic field value B is equal to mu naught Q into F divided by 2 into R. So mu naught, expected answer in terms of mu naught only. The charge of the particle is 100 times the charge of the electron, 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 into 100. Frequency of revolution is 1 divided by 2 into 0.8. Radius is 0.8. 2 into 0.8, 1.6, 1.6, 1.6 cancel. So 100, 10 square, 10 to the power of minus 19, 10 to the power of minus 17. So mu naught times 10 to the power of minus 17 is the magnetic field at the center. So magnetic field in terms of mu naught is second option, 10 to the power of minus 17 times mu naught. Next question, a long solenoid is formed by winding 20 tons per centimeter. The current necessary to produce a magnetic field of 20 millitesla inside the solenoid will be approximately. So a long solenoid is given, number of tons per unit length given 20 per centimeter. That is, how many number of tons are there per meter? Number of tons per unit length another small n. Per centimeter is given 20 by 10 to the power of minus 2, nothing but 2000. So 2000 tons are there per meter. So in order to produce the magnetic field of 20 millitesla, how much current should be there? For what value of the current you will get the magnetic field of 20 millitesla? So for that, magnetic field at a point inside of the long solenoid is B is equal to mu naught and I. So current required I is equal to B by mu naught. So B is 20 millitesla. Mu naught is 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7. So here mu naught into n, right? Number of tons is 2 into 10 to the power of 3. If you see this by simplification, 10 to the power of minus 3 into 10 to the power of 3, 10 to the power of minus 4. So 20 by 2, 10, or you can do one thing, 20 into 10 to the power of minus 3 into 10 to the power of minus 7 into 10 to the power of 3, 10 to the power of minus 4, mele bandre plus 4, divided by 4 pi into 2. So that is equal to 2 1s are 2 10s are. So 10 to the power of 5, 10 to the power of 5 into 10 to the power of minus 3, 10 square, 100, 100 by 4 pi. 4 pi is nothing but 12.5. So 100 by 12.5 is nothing but 8. So 8 ampere is the current required in that solenoid to produce the magnetic field of 20 millitesla. So what is the current required? Approximately 8 ampere. First option you can see. Next question. An arc of a circle of radius r subtends an angle pi by 2 at the center. It carries a current I. The magnetic field at the center will be, as I told you in previous questions, due to an arc. If a wire is bent in the form of arc and if it is carrying some current I, you have to see what is the angle subtended at the center of the arc by the ends of the conductor. In such case, in terms of circular loop, you can remember mu naught by 4 pi I by r anta fix ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಬಿಡಿ into theta. ಇದು 2 pi ಆದರೆ circle ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Otherwise, in terms of loop mu naught I by 2r, you write theta by 2 pi. In our present question, an arc of a circle of radius r subtends an angle pi by 2. That is, the angle subtended here is theta is equal to pi by 2. So you can use any one of these two. So B is equal to mu naught I by 2r into theta is pi by 2. So pi by 2 into 2 pi. So pi gets cancelled. So that is equal to mu naught I by 8r. So magnetic field at the center of arc, if it is subtended, quadrant means 1/4 of the circle. Adhe semicircle adre, for theta is equal to pi. For semicircle, the magnetic field at the center will be mu naught I by 4r. Very easy to remember. For loop, mu naught I by 2r. For semicircle, mu naught I by 4r. For quadrant, mu naught I by 8r. Okay, right. So mu naught I by 8R, second option is correct. The magnetic induction at any point due to a long straight wire carrying current is. In previous questions we have seen question number 9. Magnetic field due to an infinitely long wire at a point which is at a distance r. B is equal to mu naught I by 2 pi r. So if you see the options, how does the magnetic field at a point due to long wire carrying a current proportional to distance from the wire, inversely proportional to distance, inversely proportional to square of the distance, does not depend on distance. How it is depending on the distance? Magnetic field due to a long straight wire is mu naught I by 2 pi r. Question is very simple. B related to, how does B related to r, that is the distance, in case of long wire? In case of long wire, B is inversely proportional to distance from the wire. So, inversely proportional to distance from the wire, second option. Next question, question number 10. The magnetic field intensity at the center of coil of 50 tons, as portion is limited, we have only few topics for this test. So, questions are coming on same topic in different models. Magnetic field intensity at the center of coil of 50 tons, radius 0.5 meter and carrying current 2 ampere is. So, what is the magnetic field at the center of the coil? Center of the circular coil. So, magnetic field at the center of the circular coil is mu naught I by 2r. This is due to 1 turn. If there are n turn, mu naught Ni by 2r. So, here there is no difference between small and capital N in case of circular coil. But in case of solenoid toroid, you must take care. Small n is usually used to represent for a number of turns per unit length. So, here 50 turns, number of turns are 50. Radius of the coil is 0.5 meter and current in that coil is 2 ampere and mu naught value is 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7. So 2 cancel here, otherwise you can do 2 into 0.5 is nothing but 1. So that is equal to 100 into 10 to the power of minus 7, 10 to the power of minus 5. So 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 5 Tesla. So 4 pi is nothing but 4 pi. Options alli adu answer options alli illa. So 4 pi is nothing but 12.5, 6 pi means 3.14, 2 pi 6.28, 4 pi 12.56, 12.56 into 10 raised to minus 4 can also written as 1.25 into 10 raised to minus 4 Tesla. So you can see this answer in option 2, 1.25 into 10 raised to minus 4 Tesla. Next question. A straight wire carrying a current 10 ampere is bent into a semicircular arc of radius 5 centimeter. A straight wire is there, length is not given, which is carrying current 10 ampere, is bent into a semicircular arc of radius 5 centimeter. The magnitude of magnetic field at the center will be. So we know formula for the magnetic field. We know formula for the magnetic field at the center of the semicircular arc. Due to semicircular arc, at the center magnetic field is mu naught I by 4r. In our present question, mu naught value is 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7. The current is 10 ampere and its radius is 5 centimeter. So 5 into 10 raised to minus 2. So 4 5 10 1s are 10 2s are. So 4 pi by 2 is nothing but 2 pi. 2 pi into 10 to the power of minus 2 mele bandre plus 2. So 10 to the power of minus 5 Tesla. 2 pi into 10 raised to minus 5 Tesla. So if you observe the options, instead of giving 2 pi, it is given 6.28 6.28 into 10 to the power of minus 5 Tesla. You can see in third option. A toroid has a number of turns per unit length n, current I, then the magnetic field at a point inside the toroid. We have seen magnetic field at a point inside a solenoid. Now it is about toroid. So as both solenoid and a toroid will produce the magnetic field, because toroid is nothing but closed form of solenoid. So expression for the magnetic field at a point inside of the toroid is mu naught Ni. So even if length is given, total number of turns given capital N divided by 2 pi r. However, he mentioned number of turns per unit length small n. So the correct answer is mu naught Ni only. So what is the answer for magnetic field at a point inside of the toroid? Mu naught Ni. So you can see first option, mu naught Ni. A and B are two concentric circular conductors of center O and carrying currents I1 and I2 as shown in the adjacent figure. We shall see the figure. So figure will be like this. There are two concentric circles. So they have the common center O and both the circles carrying the current I1 and I2. Two concentric circles are given. So both are carrying the currents. The inner circle carrying the current I1 and outer circle carrying the current I2. So radius of the inner circle is R1, radius of the outer circle is R2. What is the question? We shall see. A and B are two concentric circles. So one is A, another is B. They have the common center O, right? Carrying the currents I1 and I2 as shown in the adjacent figure. If the ratio of the radii is 1:2, ratio of the radius 1:2. If the ratio of the radius is 1:2 and the ratio of flux densities at O, nothing but ratio of the magnetic fields at the center is 1:3. Then what about the value of ratio of the currents? I1 by I2 is what? So in two concentric circles, as common point, the given point is common center. So magnetic field at a point due to a circular coil is mu naught I by 2r. If you take a loop, mu naught I by 2r. So magnetic field is directly proportional to current, inversely proportional to radius. So as question is related to radius and as well as current and magnetic field. Even from this you can see mu naught I by 2r. I is the question. Namak bekagiradu current. So I is equal to 2br divided by mu naught. So I1 by I2 is equal to R1 by R2 into B1 by B2. I is depending on B and as well as R. So I1 by I2 is equal to R1 by R2 into B1 by B2. So ratio of the radii is given 1:2. Ratio of the fields is given 1:3. So ratio of the currents should be 1:6. So in first option you can find 1:6 ratio of the current. Next question. The magnetic field at the center of a circular coil of radius R carrying current I is B1. The field at the center of another coil of radius 2R carrying same current I is B2. B1 by B2 is same question, same model. Question number 14. Same model. There is a circular loop which is having a radius R and carrying current I. Magnetic field at the center will be B. There is another circle coil which is also carrying the same amount of the current I, but its radius is 2R. So then what is the magnetic field at the center will be B2. B1 is the magnetic field of circular coil at the center of radius R. B2 is the magnetic field at the center of circular coil of radius 2R. For the same amount of the current, we can see magnetic field due to a circular coil B is equal to mu naught I by 2R. For the same current, B is inversely proportional to radius. So B1 by B2 is equal to R2 by R1. In second case, radius is double than the previous case. So 2R by R, that is equal to 2. So the ratio of B1 to B2 is 2:1. So that is third option, 2:1. An electron is moving in a circular path of radius R, makes n rotations per second. So here particle is electron, which is moving in circular path or circular orbit of radius R, okay, which is making n rotations per second. The magnetic field produced at the center has magnitude of, yes. Do revolution of electron in circular orbit produce magnetic field? Yes. Why? Because revolution of the electron in circular orbit is equivalent to current. So if electron is moving in circular orbit with speed r in a circular orbit of radius r, that is equivalent to current. So expression for the magnetic field at the center of the current loop is mu naught I by 2R. But here current is equal to, so why the current is, how you are getting the current? Current is constituted by the electron because of revolution of the electron. How many revolutions it is making per second? N revolutions. So from the definition of the current, charge by time period. So here charge is the electron, frequency of revolutions is given, so that is why N. So B is equal to mu naught by 2R, in the place of current E into N. So mu naught Ne by 2R is the expression for the magnetic field, is the expression for the magnetic field at the center due to revolution of the electron. So first option is correct. Question number 16. A long solenoid has n turns per meter and current I ampere is flowing through it. A long solenoid has n turns per meter and current I ampere is flowing through it. The magnetic field at the ends of the solenoid is, ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದು infinitely long solenoid ಅಥವಾ long solenoid. If the solenoid have finite length, if you see the cross sectional view of the long finite length, solenoid of finite length, if L be the length of the solenoid, N be the number of turns per unit length, on the axis magnetic field at one point. So further, the angle subtended by the ends of the solenoid, angle subtended by the ends of the solenoid subtends an angle alpha and beta at the center. Formula for the magnetic field due to finite length, finite solenoid, mu naught by 4 pi 2 pi Ni into sin alpha plus sin beta. This is what general expression for the magnetic field at a point inside of solenoid of finite length. So here is long solenoid is mentioned, but point is at one end. The same expression used for long solenoid. Long solenoid andre enagutte, one end is, point is coming at one end. One end adre enagutte, alpha will be 0, another angle will be pi by 2. Why? Because infinitely long solenoid, it is assumed to be extended up to infinity. Angle subtended at the one end with second end will be 90. So by putting beta is equal to 90, sin 90 will be 1. So that is equal to 2 pi 1 jar, 2 pi 2 jar. So B is equal to mu naught Ni by 2. Magnetic field at one end of long solenoid is mu naught Ni by 2. But at a point inside of the solenoid is mu naught Ni. So correct option is first option, mu naught Ni by 2. two long straight wires are set parallel to each other. Each carries a current I in the same direction, and the separation between them is 2R. The intensity of magnetic field midway between them is. So there are two parallel currents. There are two parallel wires, two long wires. So two long wires given, and it is said the distance between them is 2R. So both are carrying the current. Same amount of the current is flowing through both the conductors, and direction of the current is also same. What about the magnetic field at midpoint? So between the two conductors for like currents, you can see between the two conductors. So magnetic field due to this straight wire, according to right hand rule, the magnetic field is inward. Due to the first wire, the magnetic field is inward. Let me say B1. So wire 1 and this is wire 2. Inward, perpendicular to the plane, inward. At the same point, due to the second wire, as current is upward, according to right hand rule, the magnetic field at the point P is outward, perpendicular to the plane, outward. So that is represented by B2. As the distance of the point is same, so it is mentioned at midpoint. Distance of the point from the two conductors is same. So magnetic field at a point due to a long wire is mu naught I by 2 pi. As both conductors carrying the same amount of the current and a given point is at the same distance, both are equal in magnitude, opposite in direction. So the net magnetic field at the midpoint will be 0. Other for a point outside, due to first wire, the magnetic field will be outward. Due to second wire, the magnetic field will be outward. The field will be added. Even for a different currents also, for a point between the conductors, net field will be difference between the individual fields. Each question current same, distance same, hagagi net magnetic field will be 0. So the intensity of magnetic field midway between them is 0. Third option. A part of a long wire carrying current I is bent into a circle of radius R as shown in figure. The net magnetic field at the center O of the circular loop is. So if you see the configuration, a wire is bent like this. A wire is bent as shown in the figure. So a straight wire and a circular loop. The wire is bended like this. So direction of the current is I here, and in the circular loop current will be in anti-clockwise and wire is infinitely long wire. If you see the diagram, the wire is infinitely long compared to the distance of the given point. What is the question? What is the question? The net magnetic field at the center O of the circular loop of radius R. So distance of the point from the straight wire is R and radius of the circular loop is R. So now this is the configuration given. There are two configurations. We shall give the names 1 and 2. One is infinitely long wire and point is perpendicular distance, and second wire is circular loop. So magnetic field due to straight wire, infinitely long wire is mu naught I by 2 pi R. According to the right hand rule, for the direction of this current, the magnetic field at the point P will be outward. The magnetic field will be outward. Whereas the magnetic field due to the circular coil is B2 is equal to mu naught I by 2R. So as the direction of the current is anti-clockwise, perpendicular to the plane, outward. So these are the two contributions. Total magnetic field at the point O is, that is center, will be sum of these two. So you can see mu naught I by 2 pi r. So we shall simplify according to the options. As options are provided like this. By seeing the options, it is given mu naught I by 2 pi r common tagondre. What is missing? 1 plus pi. So mu naught I by 2 pi r plus mu naught I by 2 pi r into pi. Pi cancel mu naught I by 2r. So correct option is third option. Mu naught I by 2 pi r into 1 plus pi. So mu naught I by 2 pi r into 1 plus pi. So question number 19. In the figure, what is the magnetic field at the point O? So here another configuration is given. So in that configuration, you can see the configuration is like this. The magnetic field. What is the magnetic field at the point O? So this is what the point and the direction of the current. And strength of the current is I. So the distance of this straight part will be r from the point O, whereas the radius of the semicircle will be r. So if you, quite similar to previous one, you split the configuration into different parts. This one is 1 and this is second and this is third one. If you observe clearly, magnetic field at the point O due to the part wire 1 is 0. Why? Because the given point is coming on the line of conductor. Suppose if you extend the conductor, if the given point comes on the line of the conductor, in the axis of the wire. So in such case, theta is 0, magnetic field due to that part will be 0. Whereas magnetic field due to second part is semicircle. As we have seen, expression for the magnetic field at the center of semicircle is mu naught I by 4r. Direction of the current is anti-clockwise, so magnetic field will be outward. So magnetic field due to third one. If you see the third part, it is infinitely long wire, but point coming at one end. So the given point O comes at one end of the wire. So that is why semi-infinite length. So actually magnetic field at a point due to a finite length straight wire kotre enagutte mu naught by 4 pi I by r into sin phi 1 plus sin phi 2. This is what actual formula. So if wire of finite length is given, if given point is P and the distance of the point is R, if you know angle subtended by the ends and the given point, line joining the end of the conductor, the given point, perpendicular bisector is phi 1 and phi 2. Semi-infinite length andre enagutte illi theta 1 athwa phi 1 will be 0, another one will be 90. So when phi 1 is 0 and phi 2 is 90, from there magnetic field due to semi-infinite wire. So mu naught by 4 pi I by r into sin 90, that is 1. So mu naught I by 4 pi r. According to right hand rule, the direction of the magnetic field at the point O is outward. So sum of these three is equal to magnetic field at O. So as these two are in the same direction, you can add these two. So mu naught I by 4r plus mu naught I by 4 pi r. We shall see the options, how they are given. Yes, the options are given without any modification. Mu naught I by 4r plus mu naught I by 4 pi r. So third option. Third option, mu naught I by 4r plus mu naught I by 4 pi r. Two similar coils are kept mutually perpendicular such that their centers coincide. At the center, find the ratio of magnetic field at the center. Find the ratio of magnetic field due to one coil and the resultant magnetic field by both the coils if the same current is flown. So two circular coils are given. It is mentioned similar coils, identical coils, means number of turns, current same. Current also same. At the end of the question it is mentioned. Two similar coil means same size, same radius, same number of turns. So how they are arranged? Their planes are perpendicular like this. One coil ಒಳಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು, their planes are perpendicular. Two circular coils are arranged such that their planes are perpendicular. If both carry the current, if both carry the same amount of the current, so you know magnetic field at the center of the loop perpendicular to the plane outward or inward depending upon the sense of current. As both planes are perpendicular, we shall give the names. This is first loop. Due to this, the magnetic field will be B1. For anti-clockwise direction of the loop, the magnetic field will be outward. And we shall give the name 2 for another loop. In that also current is same, as both are having same radius. Magnetic field at the center O due to second is perpendicular to the plane outward, that is B2. What is the angle between these two? 90 degrees. So magnetic field due to both the loops is mu naught I by 2r. As both are equal, mu naught I by 2r, and angle between them is 90 degrees. In general, resultant magnetic field is square root of B1 square plus B2 square plus 2 B1 B2 cos theta. Here theta is 90 and of course B1 is equal to B2. For two equal vectors, when they are perpendicular, resultant magnetic field will be root 2 times of any one. So resultant magnetic field due to both the loops at the center is root 2 times of individual coil. If you see the question once again, ratio of magnetic field due to one coil, that is B1, to the resultant magnetic field. This is what asked. But you have find BR is equal to root 2 B1. So B1 by BR is equal to 1 by root 2. So correct answer is 1 by root 2. First option. A current flows in a conductor. Current flows in a conductor from east to west. The direction of magnetic field at A points above the conductor is. This question you might have seen this question in theory also. So according to right hand rule, question number 21. According to right hand rule, if a straight wire carrying the current, so directions east, west, north, south. So the current is flowing from east to west. For any point above the conductor, the direction of magnetic field at points above the conductor, according to the magnetic field line pattern, you can say, sir, according to right hand rule, if you hold the current carrying conductor with right hand, such that if thumb is indicating the direction of the current, then fingers how they are curled the conductor indicates the direction of the magnetic field. So here fingers are going inward. Adhe current carrying conductor ge point below adre, the magnetic field is outward. Outward means south, inward means north. Athava south to north. So what is the direction of the magnetic field at a point above the conductor? Towards north or from south to north. So towards north is the correct answer. 20 ampere current is flowing in a long straight wire. the intensity of magnetic field at a distance 10 centimeter from the wire will be. So here straight wire, magnetic field due to a long wire, magnetic field due to a straight wire. Question number 22. Magnetic field due to a straight wire. Number of times we have seen the formula for the current I. Magnetic field due to a straight wire is mu naught I by 2 pi r. Current is 20 ampere, distance is 10 centimeter. Simple question. Mu naught by 2 pi ಬದಲು ಏನು ಬರೀಬಹುದು? 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7. Mu naught by 4 pi ಆದರೆ 10 to the power of minus 7. Mu naught by 2 pi is 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7. Current is 20 ampere, distance is 10 centimeter. So 10 1 jar, 10 2 jar. So 4 into 10 raised to minus 5 Tesla. 4 into 10 to the power of minus 5 Tesla. First option, Weber per meter square. Tesla badalu another unit, Weber per meter square. Flux density, nothing but magnetic field. So first option, 4 into 10 to the power of minus 5 Tesla. A uniform electric field and a uniform magnetic field are produced, pointed in the same direction. An electron is projected with its velocity pointing in the same direction. So there are two fields. Motion of the charged particle in combined electric and magnetic fields. You see, there are two fields. One is electric field, another is magnetic field. Both are pointed in the same direction. You are projected an electron with some velocity in the same direction of the fields. What happens? Remember, on this charged particle, magnetic force acting will be zero. The force experienced by this electron because of magnetic field is zero, because motion of the charged particle, that is velocity, is parallel to field. You know, expression for the magnetic force acting on a charged particle is BVQ sin theta, whereas the electrical force experienced by charged particle is F is equal to QE. Even if you write in vector form, Fe is equal to plus or minus QE bar. Here even in vector form, plus or minus Q into V bar cross B bar. Magnetic force acting on this electron is zero. However, there is electric force. That electric force is E into E. In vector form, you can see Fe bar is equal to minus E into E bar. What do you mean by this? Only one force is there on this electron, that is electrical force. That is also the force experienced by the electron because of this electric field is opposite to the field. So as you are thrown electron in the direction of the electric field, but electron experiencing the force in a direction opposite to the field. So the electron will undergo retardation. With what speed you are projected? U. So what happens for this speed? The speed goes on, decreases. So the electron will undergo the retardation. Finally, it will come to rest at one point. Then it retraces its path. However, in question it is asked only about path of the electron, and what about the speed? You see, in fourth option, the electron velocity decrease in magnitude, means speed decreases. So fourth option. A proton moving with a velocity 2.5 into 10 to the power of 7 meter per second. Okay, particle is proton, velocity is given. Enters a magnetic field of intensity 2.5 Tesla. How it is entered? By making an angle 30 degrees with the magnetic field. So proton entered into the magnetic field by making theta 30 degrees. What is the force acting on the particle? As I have given formula, force experienced by the charged particle when it enters into the magnetic field is BVQ sin theta. So magnetic field is 2.5 Tesla, velocity is 2.5 into 10 to the power of 7, Charge of the particle is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. Angle is 30, sin 30 is 1 by 2. 2 cancel. Otherwise, let it be. 2, 1s are 2 into 0.8. 2.5 into 2.5, 25, 25, 625. So here 2.5 into 2.5, 6.25 into 0.8 into 10 to the power of 7, 10 to the power of minus 19. So 10 to the power of minus 12. So 6.25 into 0.8. So here you can see this is equal to 5. So 5 into 10 to the power of minus 12 Newton. 6 8s are 48. So 8 by 4 is 2, 48 plus 2, 50. So 5 into 10 to the power of minus 12. So the answer is 5 into 10 to the power of minus 12 Newton. Direct question it is. A charged particle moves in a uniform magnetic field. The velocity of the particle at some instant makes an acute angle less than 90. With the magnetic field, the path of the charged particle will be, we have seen, when charged particle enter into the magnetic field, parallel or anti-parallel to the field, path will be straight line. When a charged particle enter into the magnetic field, with a velocity at perpendicular to direction of the magnetic field, path followed by the charged particle will be circle. Instead of that, if a charged particle enter into the magnetic field at an acute angle, theta is non-zero. If theta is 0, parallel. Theta is 180, anti-parallel. Theta is 90, circular path. Acute angle less than 90. So then the path followed by the charged particle will be helical path. However, field is uniform. Pitch of the helix is uniform. Andre the linear distance. One complete revolution ಮಾಡೋದಷ್ಟರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು linear distance, that is pitch. Field ಹೇಗೂ uniform, path will be helix. Linear distance between or linear distance traveled by the particle in every revolution is same as field is uniform. So it will be helix undoubtedly, but with uniform pitch as the field is uniform. So option 3, correct option is 3. A charged particle of mass m and charge q describes a circular path. Just now we have seen, when charged particle describes circular path, when it enters into magnetic field at an angle 90 degrees, at right angles to the magnetic field, path will become circle. Okay. A charged particle of mass m and charge q describes circular paths of radius r in a uniform magnetic field of strength b. The frequency of revolution. So for remaining questions it is useful. When charged particle enter into uniform magnetic field perpendicular to the field direction, the path followed by the particle will be circle. So however, velocity and force are perpendicular. So the path of the particle will be circle as direction of velocity keep on changing, right? As the force which is experienced by the charged particle of charge q moving with a velocity v in magnetic field, perpendicular magnetic field, force experienced by it is perpendicular to motion. So motion and force perpendicular only in case of circle. Aitu maximum force experienced by the charged particle is bvq. Force experienced by charged particle is bvq sin theta, as theta is 90. Magnetic force is bvq. For circular path, required force is centripetal force, that is mv square by r. The required centripetal force is provided by magnetic Lorentz force. So ಈ ಎರಡರಿಂದ bvq is equal to mv square by r. So vv gets cancelled. R is equal to mv by bq, radius of the path in terms of mass and velocity. If momentum is given p by bq, instead of giving mass and velocity, if kinetic energy is given 2me by bq. Question ಏನು? Frequency. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ time period. What is the time taken by this charge to complete one revolution? r ರೇಡಿಯಸ್ ಇರೋ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪಾತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1 revolution ಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನು 2 pi r. What is its velocity? V. So 2 pi r by v. So as you know already expression for the velocity, the radius mv by bq, if you write mv by bq, so vv gets cancelled, 2 pi m by bq. So frequency is equal to bq by 2 pi m. So what is the frequency of revolution? bq by 2 pi m. So first option is right, bq by 2 pi m is the frequency of revolution. Next, a beam of well collimated cathode rays traveling with a speed of 5 into 10 to the power of 6 meter per second, okay, enter a region of mutually perpendicular electric and magnetic fields and emerge undeviated from this region. If magnetic field is 0.02 Tesla, what should be the electric field? Velocity selector anta ide. Velocity selector in combined electric and magnetic fields. In an electromagnetic region, if a charged particle is moving, if a charged particle of charge q moving with the velocity v, in order to get this particle without any deviation, electric field and as well as magnetic field must be applied perpendicular. So as both fields are there, particle is undeviated. So v velocity ಇಂದ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಯಾವುದೇ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಟ್ ಲೈನ್ ಆಗಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೆಟ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ 0. So that is why net force acting on the charged particle must be 0. As both magnetic field and electric field both are perpendicular, sum of these two forces must be 0. So what is the magnetic force? BVQ, because field is perpendicular. So what is the electrical force? QE. So QQ gets cancelled, V is equal to E by B. So velocity selector principle eno for undeviation. When electric field and magnetic fields are applied perpendicular to each other, E by B. So for the speed, what is the speed of the cathode rays? 5 into 10 to the power of 6 meter per second. E speed iro cathode rays ಏನು ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಅದೇ ಲೈನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ 0.02 ಟೆಸ್ಲಾ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಸೊ E is equal to V into B. So 0.02 into 5 into 10 to the power of 6. 0.02 into 5 is 0.1. 0.1 into 10 to the power of 6. This is what? Electric field, volt per meter. You see the answers? What is the magnitude of electric field? 1.25, 2.5 into 10 to the power of 8, 10 to the power of 5, 2 into 10 to the power of 3. ಇದನ್ನೇ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಿಧಾನ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ. 0.1 is nothing but power minus 1, 10 to the power minus 1. So 10 to the power of 5 volt per meter. So what is the required field? What is the required field? 10 to the power of 5 volt per meter. So two particles are given, two particles are given, A and B. So they have the masses MA and MB respectively, having the same charge. Okay, charge is same. Two particles are given, A and B, their masses MA and MB, they have the same charge. Okay, moving in a plane, a uniform magnetic field exists perpendicular to the plane. So for both the particles, field is perpendicular. The speeds of the particles are VA and VB respectively. Then the trajectories are shown as figure. So in magnetic field, trajectories are given. This is how the particles are moving. So this is the trajectory of the particle A and this is the trajectory of the particle B. So there is a perpendicular magnetic field. In that perpendicular magnetic field, two particles are entered. What do you say? You see here, radius of circular path proportional to momentum. If particles have same mass, directly proportional to velocity. In question it is very clear. In question it is very clear. Same charge. Charge is same. In the same field. BQ constant. If mass same agidre, R is directly proportional to V. So R is directly proportional to P. So that is why if you see the diagram, this is trajectory of the particle A and this is the trajectory of the particle B. What is the information you can catch from this figure? Particle A described circular path of large radius. Radius of particle A is more than particle B. So obviously MA VA must be more than MB VB. You cannot say only one. You cannot say only mass. Why? Because velocities and masses both are given. So R is directly proportional to momentum. So R is equal to P by BQ. So what is the inference you can do from this? Linear momentum of the particle A is more than particle B. So that is why MA VA is more than MB VB. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, if MA is less than MB, if MA is less than ME, according to law of conservation of linear momentum, so VA is less than VB ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ if MA is equal to MB, VA is equal to VB, P ಸೇಮ್ ಆದರೆ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಸೇಮು, ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಸೇಮು, ರೇಡಿಯಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಈಸ್ MA VA must be greater than MB VB. Next question. A proton of energy 8 electron volt is moving in a circular path. So 8 electron volt energy ಇರುವ ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪಾತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, ರೈಟ್? So question number 29. Energy of the proton is 8 electron volt. Proton. The energy of alpha particle moving in the same magnetic field along the same path will be. So you have alpha particle. Alpha particle ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದೇ ರೇಡಿಯಸ್ ಇರೋ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪಾತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So what is the formula for the radius? What is the formula for radius of circular path of charged particle entered into magnetic field perpendicularly, which is describing circular path in terms of kinetic energy 2me by p. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ momentum is equal to square root of 2me. So proton ಗೆ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ E, alpha particle ಗೆ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ 2e. Why? Because alpha particle is nothing but doubly ionized helium atom ಅಥವಾ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಹೀಲಿಯಂ ಆಟಮ್. ಹೀಲಿಯಂ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 protons 2 neutrons ಇರ್ತವೆ. So due to that, charge of the alpha particle is plus 2e because of 2 protons, whereas proton charge is plus e. Proton means mass is m, mass of the proton is m, whereas mass of the alpha particle, as there are 4 nucleons, 2 protons 2 neutrons, mass of proton and neutron approximately same, so there are 4 units. So for a radius of the proton is equal to radius of the alpha, same radius orbit, so that is equal to square root of 2me divided by bq, that is equal to square root of 2me divided by bq. You see, for a proton charge is e, for alpha particle charge is 2e, for a proton mass is m, for alpha particle mass is 4m. What is the energy of alpha particle if E is the energy of proton? If you observe clearly, these two, this is nothing but under square root 4 is there, 2 square root of 2m E dash divided by 2 into be. So 2 gets cancelled, these two are equal, so E dash is equal to E. For proton and alpha particle, to describe circular path of same radius, energy must be equal. So what is the energy of proton? 8 electron volt. So obviously what should be the energy of the alpha particle? 8 electron volt. So 8 electron volt. Third option. In the given figure, the electron enters into the magnetic field. So you see the diagram, it deflects in direction. So ಯಾವ direction ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ electron deflect ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? So if you see expression for the magnetic force acting on a charged particle, moving in a magnetic field of strength B with a velocity V. This is the vector form. A diagram nodi, you see the diagram, magnetic field is inward, perpendicular to the plane, inward andre enu unit vector negative z direction, unit vector along negative z direction is minus k cap. Particle yavadu electron, charge is negative, ಯಾವ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಮೈನಸ್ ಇ. ಸೊ ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಈಸ್ ವಿ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ electron is moving along positive x direction. Cross magnetic field strength, let us say B. In which direction magnetic field is there? Negative z direction. So I cap cross minus k cap. I cap cross k cap is equal to minus j cap. I cap cross minus k cap is equal to j cap. But here already negative is there. So force must be along negative y direction minus j cap. I cap cross minus k cap is j cap. So here minus is there because charge is negative, minus j cap. That is along negative y direction. Minus j means negative y direction. A circular current carrying coil has radius r. A circular current carrying coil has radius r. Okay. The distance from the center of the coil on the axis where the induction will be 1/8 of or 1/8 to the magnetic field value at the center of the coil. So question ಏನು, r radius ಇರೋ circular coil ಐತಿ. Due to this circular coil, at what distance on the point, at what distance on the axis the magnetic field is, what is the value of x, at what distance the magnetic field is equal to 1/8 times of magnetic field at the center. We know magnetic field due to circular coil is maximum at the center. Center ಹತ್ರ ಇರೋ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಗೆ 1/8 ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ದೂರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕಾಯಿಲ್ ಆಫ್ ರೇಡಿಯಸ್ ಆರ್, ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಏನಮ್ಮ, μ0I/2r. What is the magnetic field at a point on the axis of circular coil? μ0I/r². r is the radius, divided by 2 into r² plus x² whole to the power of 3/2. So we shall take the ratio of the magnetic field at the center to the axis, at a point on the axis is equal to, we shall take the ratio of these two. So μ0I/2r ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ಕಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಬಂತು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ, ನೋಡಿ ಡೌಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೇನೋ ಅಂತ. 2 into r² plus x² whole to the power of 3/2 divided by μ0I/r². μ0I cancel. So direct agi ratio of magnetic field at the center of the circular coil to magnetic field at a point on the axis is equal to, what is remaining here, 2 cancel, r² plus x² whole to the power of 3/2 divided by r³, r² into r. ಇದನ್ನೇ modify ಮಾಡೋಣಂತೆ, 1 plus x² by r² whole to the power of 3/2. ಹೇಗಂದ್ರೆ r² whole to the power of 3/2 nothing but r³. ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಕಟ್. ಈಗ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಗೆ ಬರೋಣಂತೆ. ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅಟ್ ಎ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 1/8 ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಸೆಂಟರ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಿದು, ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು ಅಟ್ ಎ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆನ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್ ಟು ಸೆಂಟರ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಏನು, 1/8. ಹಿಯರ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಟು ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್ ಇದೆ 8 is equal to 1 plus x² by r² whole to the power of 3/2. This is what we have now. So by taking 8 can be written as 2 cube. So 2 cube is equal to 1 plus x² by r² whole to the power of 3/2 cube ಹೋದ್ರೆ 1/2. So squaring on both sides, 4 is equal to 1 plus x square by r square. So x square by r square is equal to 4 minus 1, that is 3. So x square is equal to 3r square. So x is equal to root 3 times of radius. So at what distance the magnetic field will be reduced to? 1 by 8 times the magnetic field at the center of the coil andre root 3r. So correct answer is r root 3 or root 3r, second option. Question number 32. The ratio of magnetic field at the center of a current carrying circular wire and the magnetic field at the center of square coil made from the same length of the wire. A wire first bent in the form of circle, then bent in the form of square. For the same current, ratio of magnetic field due to circular loop at the center to the magnetic field due to square. We shall see that, how to derive that, how to calculate that. A wire of length L, let us say, is first bent into the form of square. Andre square andre enagutte, what is the perimeter of the square? 4a. If a is side length, if a is side length, perimeter length enagutte 4a. So side length ಏನು ಬರಿ a is equal to L by 4. Let it be. So first we shall calculate what is the magnetic field at the center of square which is carrying the current I, side length A. Let me calculate magnetic field at the center of this square due to one side. ಇದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಈಗ finite length ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So what is the distance of the center from one side? A by 2. So what is the angle subtended by the two ends of this one side at the center? Phi 1 and phi 2. Both are 45 degrees because it is a square. So what is the magnetic field due to finite length? Mu naught by 4 pi I by d into sin phi 1 plus sin phi 2. This is general formula. As both angles are equal, 45, 45. So B1, let me say, due to one side, that is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by A by 2. Why? Because the distance of the point, distance of the center of the square from side is A by 2. Here sin 45 plus sin 45, 2 sin 45. Sin 45 is 1 by root 2. So magnetic field at the center of the square due to one side is mu naught, 2 goes to numerator, 2 mu naught I divided by 4 pi into 2 by root 2 is root 2. So root 2. So as current is same direction, all the four sides contributing the field in the same direction, magnetic field at the center of the square is, magnetic field due to one side is B1, magnetic field at the center of the square is four sides na 4 times. So hagagi what is the magnetic field at the center of the square? 2 root 2 into 4, 8 root 2 mu naught I by 4 pi A. Sorry, we have missed A. Now don't forget, a wire of some length is bent in the form of, so in terms of length baradidre 8 root 2 mu naught I by 4 pi A is nothing but L by 4. So 4 gets cancelled. Ade wire na circle ge bend madidre length is equal to circumference. Circumference of the circle is 2 pi r. So in the place of r you can write L by 2 pi. What is the magnetic field at the center of the circular loop? B is equal to mu naught I by 2r. So mu naught I by 2, but r can be written as L by 2 pi. So here 2 gets cancelled. So that is equal to pi into mu naught I by L. So now come to the question. The ratio of magnetic field at the center of a current carrying circular wire and the magnetic field at the center of the square coil. So question is ratio of magnetic field at the center of the circular coil to square coil. Due to circular coil ಏನಾಗಿದೆ pi mu naught I by L. Due to square coil ಏನಾಗಿದೆ due to square mu naught I by pi into L into 8 root 2. So LL cancel, mu naught I cancel, pi goes to numerator, so that is equal to pi square by 8 root 2. Question lengthy agide, but if you learn this, many concepts are covered here. So correct answer is pi square divided by 8 root 2, second option. A long thin hollow metallic cylinder. A long thin hollow metallic cylinder of radius r has current I ampere. The magnetic induction B away from the axis at a distance r from the axis varies as shown. So you have a hollow tube. So there is a current in this. So for a point outside, suppose point is at a distance r outside, magnetic field is similar to magnetic field due to infinitely long straight wire. If point is on the surface, so idu outside. Magnetic field at a point on the surface is mu naught I by 2 pi r. But for a point inside of the metallic conductor, hollow metallic conductor, once the point comes inside of the conductor, magnetic field will be 0. So by keeping these 3 points in our mind, if you draw the graph between how does the magnetic field strength vary as one moving away from the axis. So up to radius, that is up to surface, small r is equal to capital R vargu field 0. Axis rinda surface vargu field 0. But for a point outside, B is varying inversely with the distance. Na? So here it will be 0, dotted line. But for a point outside, B is mu naught I by 2 pi r, that is B varies inversely with the distance. So the nature of the graph you can see, 4 graphs nodi. Second graph ali straight line ide, field constant, non-zero anta meaning. Third ge idu non-conductor, insulating cylinder. Kotre third option correct agtadu. So as per our explanation, the correct answer is first option. So inside field value is 0, outside it is varying inversely with the square of the distance. Figure shows a straight wire of length L. A straight wire is there, other length L ante. The magnitude of magnetic field produced by the current at a point P is, if you see the diagram carefully, so a straight wire is given to you. A straight wire is given to you whose length is L. Andre wire of finite length. A wire of finite length L is given. And a given point is at one end whose distance is also L. So what is the magnetic field at the point P? Anta kelidare. As I have given magnetic field due to a wire of finite length, mu naught by 4 pi I by d, d means the distance of the point, into sin phi 1 plus sin phi 2. This is basic formula. This situation alli, the given point and the end of the conductor, the line joining the given point and end of the conductor is making 0 angle with the bisector. Andre perpendicular line. Conductor ge kottiro point ge join ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ line ge ends ಮಾಡುವ angle phi 1 phi 2. So what is the angle made by this end at this point? One angle 0. So what is the another angle? What is the angle made by this end? The line joining end of the conductor and given point. So here, what is the angle here? What is the angle made? Phi 2. So if you see, as these two sides are equal, L and L, tan theta is equal to 1. L by L, opposite by hypotenuse. Tan phi is equal to 1 andre phi is equal to nothing but 45 degrees. So what is the magnetic field at the point P? Mu naught by 4 pi. Current is I, distance is L, one angle is 0, sin 0 0, the remaining angle is sin 45, sin 45 is 1 by root 2. So mu naught I by 4 pi L into 1 by root 2. But if you see the options, that option are there. Mu naught I by 4 pi L into root 2, that option are there. If you see the options clearly, in numerator mu naught I is there, in denominator value is changed. So ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ think ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿ, divide and multiply with root 2. So then it will become root 2 mu naught I divided by root 2 into root 2, 2, 2 4 are 8 pi L. I think you may find this answer. You may find this answer. Just modifying the answer. Root 2 mu naught I by 8 pi L. So that is option 3. In third option you can find root 2 mu naught I divided by 8 pi L. Okay. Next question number 35. A charge of 2 microcoulomb. A charged particle of charge 2 microcoulomb, okay, moves with the speed of 3 into 10 to the power of 6 meter per second along positive x-axis. A magnetic field of strength B is equal to minus 0.2 k cap. Tesla exists in space. What is the magnetic force? If you see the options, it is asked both in magnitude and direction. So you must calculate force in vector form. Q into V bar cross B bar. What is the charge of the particle? What is the charge of the particle? 2 microcoulomb. So 2 into 10 raised to minus 6. How it is moving? With the speed 3 into 10 to the power of 5. Sorry, 3 into 10 to the power of 6 meter per second along positive x direction. So I cap cross. What is the value of the magnetic field? 0.22 Tesla, but whose direction is along a negative z direction, minus k cap. Just multiply this. 2 into 0.2, 0.4, 0.4 into 3, 1.2, minus 6, 10 to the power of minus 6 into 10 to the power of 6 into 1. I cap cross k cap minus j cap. I cap cross k cap is minus j cap. Here minus already there, plus j cap. So what is the force experienced by the charged particle? 1.2 Newton, and the direction is j cap. That is, magnetic force is 1.2 Newton along positive y direction. A charged particle is projected in a plane perpendicular to uniform magnetic field. ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಪರ್ಪೆಂಡಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪಾತ್ಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸರಿ. The area bounded by the path described by the particle is proportional to. So, charged particle enter into magnetic field, describe circular path. Okay. If you calculate its area, what it will give? So, what is the formula for radius of the circular path? Magnetic field ಗೆ ಪರ್ಪೆಂಡಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡುವ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪಾತ್ ನ ರೇಡಿಯಸ್ mv by bq. ಒಂದು p by bq. In terms of kinetic energy 2me by bq. ನೀವು ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಏರಿಯಾ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸರ್ಕಲ್ ಇಸ್ pi r ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್. ಸೊ pi into r ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 2me divided by bq. Here you observe that for a given particle, charge constant, b constant, mass constant. So area is directly proportional to kinetic energy. So what the kinetic energy, what the area of the loop indicates? What the area of the circular path indicates? Kinetic energy. Larger the area, larger the kinetic energy of the particle with which it might have entered. So The area bounded by the path described by the particle is proportional to kinetic energy. ಸರ್ ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ ಆಗಲ್ವಾ, ಮೊಮೆಂಟಮ್ ಆಗಲ್ವಾ? ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಇದು ನೀವು ಸ್ಕ್ವೈರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಕ್ವೈರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಕ್ವೈರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮಾಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಕ್ವೈರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮೊಮೆಂಟಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಪ್ರಪೋರ್ಷನಲ್ ಟು kinetic energy because it is under square root. So area is directly proportional to kinetic energy. A proton and a deuteron both having the same kinetic energy. They already discussed model question model. One proton and deuteron both have same kinetic energy. Enter perpendicularly into a uniform magnetic field. B. For motion of proton and deuteron on circular path, radius rp and rd, correct statement is relation keltidane. So rp is the radius of the proton, rd is the radius of the deuteron. What is the radius of the charged particle in terms of kinetic energy? In question it is mentioned two charged particles of same kinetic energy. So expression for radius of circular path in terms of kinetic energy is square root of 2me by b cube. So first one is proton. So square root of 2me by b into e. Charge of the proton is e. Field is same for both. Magnetic field is same for both the particles. B. Charge of the proton is e. Kinetic energy, however, same. Mass is m. This is what I have written there. Whereas for a deuteron, mass is the 2 units, charge is E only, kinetic energy however same. If you see these two, or if you take the ratio, radius of the proton divided by radius of the deuteron is equal to ratio of these two, 1 by root 2. So radius of proton is equal to root 2 times of radius of the deuteron is equal to root 2 times of radius of the proton. So if you see the options, first option, radius of the deuteron is equal to, the radius of the deuteron is 2 times. Why? Because its mass is 2 times the proton, but under square root mass ideyalla, radius of the proton is, nodi, energy same, charge same, field same. R is directly proportional to root m. M mass ge R, 2m mass ge root 2 R. So root 2 times. See the first option, RD, radius of the deuteron is equal to root 2 times of radius of the proton. A wire carrying current I and other carrying current 2I in the same direction. One wire current I, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು wire ಅಲ್ಲಿ current 2I. Both are carrying the current in the same direction. I and 2I. Produces a magnetic field B at midpoint. So convenience ಗೆ distance between these two 2R ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋಣಂತೆ. So between two wires at midpoint, magnetic field is B ante. What will be the field when 2I wire is switched off? So in first wire current is I, in second wire current is 2I. Both are in the same direction. At midpoint field is B. So first we shall calculate what is the magnetic field B. Magnetic field due to this wire is inward. Magnetic field due to this wire is outward. But currents are different, fields are different. So magnetic field due to the first wire, second wire, B1. What is the magnetic field due to this wire? Mu naught I by 2 pi R. Because we have taken R is the distance, I is the current. Magnetic field at this point due to the first wire B1 is mu naught I by 2 pi R. So magnetic field due to this wire is mu naught I by 2 pi R, but current is 2 times. So 2I by 2 pi R. Which one is more? Magnetic field of second wire is more. So net magnetic field B ante, so that is equal to B2 minus B1. So that is equal to mu naught 2I by 2 pi r. This is the field of second wire. As directions are opposite, mu naught 2I by 2 pi r minus mu naught I by 2 pi r. ನಿಧಾನ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 2I ಇದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ I ಇದೆ. ನೆಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಏನು? mu naught I by 2 pi r. So magnetic field produced by these two wires is B at midpoint. ಈಗ ಈ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ವೈರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಇಫ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ವೈರ್ ಬಿ ಆರ್ 2I is switched off, ಈಗ ಇದು ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್? B is equal to mu naught I by 2 pi r. Net magnetic field due to both the wires is mu naught I by 2 pi r. If 2I current is switched off, the magnetic field due to first wire is mu naught I by 2 pi r. So the answer will be B. So what will be the field when 2I wire is switched off? Obviously B. A current of 10 ampere is passing through a long wire which has semicircular loop. Wire is very long and it is also having semicircular loop of radius 20 centimeter as shown in the figure. Magnetic field produced at the center of the loop will be. So we have seen many questions on this. A wire, long wire is there and it is also having semicircular loop like this. So what is the magnetic field at the center? Due to this one and this straight parts will be 0. ಈ ಎರಡು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ O, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವಂತ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆ ಲೈನ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ರೇಡಿಯಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸೆಮಿ ಸರ್ಕಲ್? 20 centimeter. So what is the current flowing in that wire? 10 ampere. The question is very simple. So magnetic field at the center is nothing but magnetic field due to second part B2, only B2. So that is equal to mu naught I by 4r. Semi circle ge mu naught I by 4r, complete circular loop ge mu naught I by 2r. So mu naught andre 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7. Current ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ 10 ampere, radius ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ 20 centimeter. 20 centimeter. You see, 4, 10 1s are 10 2s are, so 2. 1 by 2 is 0.5. 0.5 into pi, 10 to the power of minus 2 ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ plus 2, 10 to the power of minus 5. We shall see the options. Then we shall we come to know to what extent we have to simplify the question. All the options are given in micro Tesla. So if you write this in terms of minus 6, 10 to the power of minus 6 ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? 5 pi ಆಗಿದೆ. So 5 pi micro Tesla. Answer is 5 pi micro Tesla. Second option. A long solenoid carrying a current produces a magnetic field B along its axis. If the current is doubled and a number of turns per centimeter is halved, number of turns per centimeter or number of turns per unit length, same na, n. What is the new value of the magnetic field? Magnetic field at a point inside of the solenoid is mu naught Ni. If current is doubled, if current gets doubled and number of turns per unit length, that is per unit centimeter also, so reduced to half, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? The new magnetic field value mu naught, number of turns gets half na, n by 2, the current is doubled. So there is no effect. By doubling the current, field will be doubled. By reducing the number of turns only half, field will be reduced half. By doing both, there will not be any change in magnetic field. So same amount of the magnetic field we will get. So that is B only. So answer is fourth option B. The current in the windings on a toroid is 2 ampere. So toroid ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. In toroid, current in the windings on a toroid is 2 ampere. Okay. There are 400 tons. 400 tons means number of turns. The mean circumferential length. The mean circumferential length. Circumferential length means circumference of the circle. Total length of the perimeter of the circle. 40 centimeter. If the inside magnetic field is 1 Tesla, the relative permeability is nearly. Andre there may be a material, a toroid ಒಳಗೆ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಬೇರೆ ಇರಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಏರ್ ಕೋರ್ಡ್ ಟಾರಾಯ್ಡ್ ಆದರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಏನು ಬರಿತೀವಿ, μ0 Ni ಟಾರಾಯ್ಡ್ಗಾದ್ರೂ ಸಾಲ್ನಾಯ್ಡ್ಗಾದ್ರೂ. ಅದೇ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಗೆ ಪರ್ಮಿಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ μr. Why? Other than air, if some material like iron, nickel, some core material is there, μ0 is replaced by mu. So mu Ni ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. If core is material, but relative permeability definition ಪ್ರಕಾರ mu by μ0 is equal to μr. So in the place of mu, you can write μr into μ0. So ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇದಾಯಿತು. So next, as per our question, B is equal to μ0. Number of turns ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, total number of turns divided by circumference. ಸಾಲಿನಾಯ್ಡ್ ಆದರೆ number of turns by length. ಸಾಲಿನಾಯ್ಡ್ನೇ ಸರ್ಕಲ್ ಶೇಪ್ಗೆ ಬೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರಲ್ಲ, total number of turns divided by circumferential length into I into μr. ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನೋಡಿ, there are 400 turns. Circumferential length is 40 centimeter. Current in the windings is 2 ampere. Current in the windings is 2 ampere. μ0 value is 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7. So ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋದು ಎಷ್ಟು, 1 Tesla. What is the value of relative permeability? So 0.4 into 1, 0.4. 0.4 is equal to 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7. 400 into 2, 800. So 800. So 8 into 10 to the power of 2. 0.4, 1 time. So 0.4 10 times. 0.4 into 10, 4. So 1 is equal to 10 pi. ಇಲ್ಲ ಪೈ ಹಾಗೆ ಇರಲಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ 8 pi. 8 into pi, 8 pi. 10 into 10 to the power of square. 10 square, 10 cube. 10 cube into 10 to the power of minus 7. 10 to the power of minus 4 into μr. ಇದು μr ಹಾಗೆ ಐತಿ. So μr, that is relative permeability, is equal to 1 divided by 8 pi into 10 to the power of minus 4. 10 to the power of minus 4 ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ 10,000. 10,000 by 8 pi. ಗಮನ ಕೊಡಿ, pi 3.14, 2 pi 6.28, 4 pi 12.5, 8 pi 25. So nearly 10,000 divided by 25 andre, so it is 400. What is the value of relative permeability of that material? Nearly 400. So correct option is 4. Two long parallel wires carrying currents of 3 ampere and 5 ampere. So neutral point concept, quite similar to electrostatics. There are two long parallel wires, okay, which are carrying the currents 3 ampere and 5 ampere in the same direction, separated by distance 8 centimeter. The distance at which net magnetic field is 0 from conductor carrying current of 3 ampere is. Generally, if two wires carry the currents in the same direction, between the two conductors, somewhere you take any point, magnetic field due to first wire is inward, magnetic field due to second wire is outward. So fields opposite ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ definitely you will get neutral point somewhere between the conductors, like currents anting. Suppose D is the distance between them. A neutral point to distance kuda always close to the conductor carrying small current. For example, if I1 is less than I2 from small current, shortcut formula ಏನು, ಜನರಲ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಬರೀಬಹುದು. You don't know where it will be 0. Let us say x. Magnetic field at this point due to this wire is mu naught I by 2 pi r. So mu naught I1 by 2 pi x plus what is the magnetic field at the point B or the point P due to second wire, mu naught I2 by 2 pi into d minus x is equal to 0. Otherwise, from small current, first large current ಕೊಟ್ಟು second small current ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಹೇಗಾದ್ರೂ ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, you calculate from small current. So x is equal to d divided by d is the distance between the two wires, I2 large current divided by small current plus or minus 1 plus like currents ಗೆ ಬಳಸಿ, means if the direction of the current is same, so point inside the between conductors ಬರುತ್ತೆ point. If you find currents are unlike currents, the direction of the currents are opposite, then neutral point will be outside, that is also always from smaller side. So outside of the conductors. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಗೆ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಂತೆ 8 ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಇದೆ. ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವೈರ್ is 3 ampere. Current in second wire is 5 ampere. Where you will get neutral point? X is equal to d divided by I2 by I1 plus 1 because like currents. So distance is 8 centimeter divided by I2 is 5, I1 is 3 plus 1. 5 by 3 plus 1, 8 by 3. So 8 gets cancelled, 3 centimeter. What is the meaning of this? From the conductor which is carrying 3 ampere, the neutral point ಅಥವಾ the point at which field will be 0 is 3 centimeter. ಅದೇ 5 ampere current carry ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ ವೈರ್ ಇಂದ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ 8 minus 3 5 centimeter. However, in our question it is asked the distance at which net magnetic field is 0 from conductor carrying current of 3 ampere is in answer 3 centimeter. 3 centimeter. So 3 centimeter, second option. An electron is revolving around a proton. An electron is revolving around the proton, producing a magnetic field of 16 Weber per meter square. Okay. In a circular orbit of radius 1 angstrom unit, what is the angular frequency? So we have seen few questions on this. Revolution of electron is equivalent to current. As we know, expression for the magnetic field at the center of circular loop. So B is equal to mu naught I by 2r if r is the radius. So here current is because of motion of the charge. If charge is given, time period is given, q by t. If charge is given, number of revolutions given, charge into frequency. Frequency ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವೇನು ಬರೆಯಬಹುದು? Omega is equal to 2 pi f. Angular frequency, in terms of angular frequency ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ omega is equal to 2 pi f. f ಬದಲು ಏನು ಬರೆಯಬಹುದು? Omega by 2 pi. Or if you put that B is equal to mu naught q, that is electron EW, that is omega. Sorry, mu naught E omega by 2 pi. Already here r is there, 2r. If you observe this clearly, mu naught value ಏನು? 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7. B value is given. How much field has to produce? 16 Weber per square meter. What is the charge of the electron? 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19. What is the angular frequency? That we have to calculate. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, 2 pi into 2r. 2 pi into 2r is nothing but 4 pi into r. R is nothing but 1 angstrom unit. 1 angstrom unit. So 4 pi cancel. Omega ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. 16 into 10 raised to minus 10. ಇದನ್ನೇ 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 9 is equal to the remaining value. 10 to the power of minus 7 into 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 into omega. So 1.6 cancel. 10 to the power of minus 9 ಇದೆ, 10 to the power of minus 26 ಇದೆ. ಒಮೆಗಾ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? 10 to the power of minus 9 divided by 10 to the power of minus 26, obviously 10 to the power of 16 radian per second, angular frequency. So what should be the angular frequency of the electron? 10 to the power of 17, first option, 10 to the power of 17 radian per second. A magnetic field can be produced by, so magnetic field produce ಮಾಡೋದು ಯಾರು? A current carrying conductor, moving charge, time ಪ್ರಕಾರ ವೇರಿ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋ electric field, time varying electric field. You see, a moving charge, yes, moving charge produces the magnetic field. A changing electric field, yes, a time varying electric field produces magnetic field. So ಎರಡು ಆಗ್ತಾವೆ, both 1 and 2 is correct. The oscillating frequency of a cyclotron is 10 megahertz. What should be the operating magnetic field for accelerating protons if the radius of this is 60 centimeter? So radius of the D ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ the radius of the circular path. So maximum radius is equal to radius of the D. So what is the frequency of revolution? In previous questions we have seen, when a charged particle enter into perpendicular magnetic field, while it is describing the circular path, frequency formula is BQ divided by 2 pi m. You see the question, frequency of revolution of cyclotron. Frequency of revolution of cyclotron is 10 megahertz. 10 into 10 to the power of 6, under 10 to the power of 7 is equal to, what should be the field that you have to calculate? What is the particle you are accelerating there? Proton. So 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 divided by 2 pi into, so 2 into 3.14 into mass of the charged particle. 1.6 into proton charge mass eno 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27. You see clearly that B have to calculate. B is equal to, this is 6.28 into 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27 divided by 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. If you observe clearly, 1.67, 1.6 approximately same. Numerically 1.67 ಇದೆ, which is slightly more than 1.6, slightly more than 1. So what about the remaining values? 6.28 into 10 to the power of minus 19 ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ plus 19. So minus 27 plus 19. Minus 27 plus 19. 10 to the power of minus. So anything missed here? So ಇಲ್ಲಿ 10 to the power of 7 ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. 10 to the power of 7 in cross multiplication. So 10 to the power of minus 20 into 10 to the power of plus 19. ಅಂದರೆ 10 to the power of minus 1. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಸ್ಲೈಟ್ಲಿ ಮೋರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ 1 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ 0.1 ಅಂತ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, 1.01. So if you see the options, you can see 6.28 into 10 to the power of minus 1, ಅಂದರೆ 0.628. So what is the option which is close to that? 0.655. So 0.655 Tesla is the magnetic field required. So this is what the operating field required. Okay. So 45 questions completed. Okay, thank you students.